You know, it's been said that knowledge is power, but wisdom is taking that knowledge and applying it to your life. And without that knowledge, our people will perish. We also know that the Latin meaning of the word doctor is teacher. And your doctor's job is to teach, reach, and inspire and motivate you to get that knowledge and wisdom and to change your life and the life of your family. And what if I told you that the majority of the things that you learned about health, about healing, about wellness was wrong, or maybe even a lie? Hi, my name is Dr. Eric Nepute, and I've dedicated my life to helping people get to the root cause of their problems and end human suffering. And I've really gone about this in a very non-conventional way. Let me tell you a little bit about my background. Ever since I was a child, I've always wanted to be a physician. I've always wanted to help people solve their problems. But when I started my conventional medical training, it just didn't answer the question, why? And that's where my outside-of-the-box, non-conventional health and wellness training started. You see, not only am I a primary care provider, but I also have a doctorate in natural medicine, a doctorate in chiropractic, a fellowship in functional neurology, a fellowship in internal health. I'm a certified athletic trainer. I've got a master's in clinical nutrition and 3 bachelor's degrees in human anatomy, sports medicine, and chemistry. And I don't tell you that to impress you, but to impress upon you that I think and act differently because of that. Not only do I have a very diverse educational background, but my business background is very unique as well. I've owned and operated over 30 of my own health and wellness centers that are fully integrated practices where people would come from all over the world to be seen. I've owned and operated surgical centers across the United States. I've been a part owner of a nutraceutical company. I've owned part of a hospital system. I've been involved with pharmaceutical biological companies. I've helped train thousands of doctors across the globe on how to get to the root cause of chronic illness. And as of recently, I've been honored to be a part of the Make America Healthy Again campaign, where Secretary of Health and Human Services, Bobby Kennedy Jr., has asked me to be a part of the movement to help eradicate chronic illness and childhood illness across the globe. I've also testified in front of Congress at a federal and a state level to help improve policies and remove some of the unnecessary regulations so that people can actually get to the root cause of their problems and not just manage the diseases. And over the past 2 decades, I've dedicated my life to understanding the human body at its most fundamental level. I've always been driven by one mission, and that's to find the root cause of health issues, not just treat the symptoms. Now, let me ask you this. Have you or anyone you know ever struggled with fatigue, brain fog, weight gain, hormonal imbalances, digestive issues, leaky gut problems, chronic pain, low libido, anxiety, mood swings, autoimmune disorders, hypertension, heart disease, or liver and kidney issues? I know the list is long, but what if I told you there was a company backed by real science and real results that can help you with all of these issues and much more? Welcome to BioLimitless. I've seen firsthand how powerful the right approach can be, and that's exactly what I want to talk to you about with BioLimitless. Because the more you understand about how you are and how your body works, the better you can help yourself and help your family. Because self-care is the real healthcare, and it begins with understanding about you. At BioLimitless, we offer unique technologies backed by research and designed to help tens of thousands of people get better every single day. Let me tell you a little bit about some of the products and how they work. Let's first talk about our cellular reset formula. Cellular Reset is not like any typical metabolic or performance supplement on the market. It's a peptide-based bioregulator formula designed to work at a cellular level by combining strategic peptides in a specific manner in order to improve mitochondria, improve cellular repair, and improve metabolism. Some of the amazing results that you're going to have with that is rapid fat loss. We're going to shift your body from a sugar burner to a fat burner without losing muscle mass. In fact, our peptide blend has an exercise in a bottle in it where it literally mimics exercise and helps your body build muscle while burning fat at the same time and helping systemically reduce inflammation, which accelerates tissue recovery and improves endurance, helping your body rest, recharge, and operate at its full biologic potential. Now let's talk a little bit about our cell signals formula. This is a revolutionary bioregulator formula designed to optimize cellular communication and restore cellular efficiency, supporting energy, performance, and systemic balance in the human body. Listen, as we age, the production of key cell signaling molecules decline, dropping by 90% or more by the age of 30. This disrupts our cells' ability to vibrate at a frequency for energy production, detoxification, and repair. And these changes contribute to fatigue, brain fog, slower recovery, and other age-related challenges. Cell signal combines bioavailable nutrients to offset those issues and help restore optimal performance to the human body. Now, I'm sure many of you know that we're living in an era where anxiety, depression, insomnia, and mental illness are off the charts and rising. Our Neural Reboot formula is a potent tripeptide bioregulator formula designed to help rewire brain function, refire metabolic processes, and reboot cellular regeneration. This advanced blend of peptides works synergistically to restore balance at a cellular level, helping you think clearer, feel stronger, and perform at your best. This formula helps cellular renewal restoration, helps metabolic activation, cognitive function optimization. It connects the brain-gut axis, which helps maintain the communication between the neurotransmitters of your gut and your brain, and it helps with cellular vitality and is the key to longevity. Now, since we're speaking of the brain-gut connection, let me tell you about one of my favorite formulas, our Master Microbiotic formula. It is a clinically validated bioregulator formula designed to optimize gut health and recolonize the microbiome with potent spore-based master microbes, and is supported by gut-healing regenerative peptide known as BPC-157, the healing peptide. Utilizing our patented phytomicroencapsulation technology, this formula delivers beneficial probiotics directly into the small intestine where we need them the most. This formula helps restore gut health, boost immune system, and enhances overall well-being in the human body. Now, in our increasingly toxic world, we are bombarded with harmful substances every single day, from heavy metals to microplastics to pesticides, herbicides, larvicides, fungicides, all these chemical toxins that make us toxic. Over 90% of Americans have detectable levels of harmful chemicals in their body that is literally killing them. Our Detox Pro Plus formula is built to combat this toxic burden and support natural detoxification in a safe, daily usable formula, scientifically backed with ingredients that bind and remove toxins while restoring balance at a cellular, genetic, and microbial level. This advanced blend also supports mitochondrial function, healthy inflammation markers, and promotes gut and liver detoxification processes. By targeting the root cause of toxic accumulation, Detox Pro Plus helps restore energy, strengthen immune function, and revitalize overall well-being while empowering the human body to function properly. Now, unlike most healthcare experts, at BioLimitless, we test, we don't guess. Now, I'm not here to discredit traditional healthcare, but if you've been searching for a better way, one that understands how your body works at a genetic and a cellular level, then BioLimitless is the answer. At BioLimitless, we know that true health starts within you. You have the power to transform your life, but it has to start with you. Self-care reimagined begins with you understanding more about yourself. Our BioLimitless DNA Discovery Kit measures over 800,000 genetic markers in your body and gives you the map and the blueprint how to live your life. If you don't understand how to live your genetic lifestyle, I don't care what vitamins, minerals, and supplements you take, you're not optimizing your production. What if there was a test that you could take from home that could measure how you should sleep, how you should exercise, what supplements you should have, when you should take them, what types of injuries your body's prone to, and much, much more. This test by itself has been an absolute game changer for thousands of my patients, and it'll be a game changer for you as well. At BioLimitless, we know that health starts from within. You have the power to transform your health, but it has to start with you. So let's get started today. Go to the link below, explore the products, and join the thousands who have found a better path to health with BioLimitless. Click the link, take control of your health, and transform your life, because self-care is the real healthcare. Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hey, everybody, Dr. Eric Nepute. Hope you guys are having a blessed day wherever in the world you are. Happy Thursday morning. Where's everybody watching from? Good morning, good evening. It's good to see you guys. Wow, we got a lot to cover today. So hope you guys are having a blessed day wherever in the world you guys are. Dr. Eric Nepute, we're here for our half-hour to health workshop this morning. Every morning we get together for at least 30 minutes or so and go over the good, the bad, the ugly. We talk about topics in health. We educate, we share, we motivate. We give you guys some data that you can start using to help yourself. You guys, it's so great to see you guys. It's good to see all of you from all over the world. Let me know where you guys are watching from so we can get started here this morning. Miss Dina, good morning this morning. Dina, hope you're doing well. Tammy, always great to see you up in Wisconsin. Hey, Dr. Christine down in Texas, good morning. Hey, Julie down in Tennessee. Look forward to seeing you and the rest of the family next week. Tamara, good morning. Tim, good morning. Great to see you guys. Rena said, hey, Doc, I did, son started on BPC 157 for herniated disc. Just got one shot, already helped a lot. That's amazing. So good. Hey, Sharon, good to see you. And Eddie, hopefully you guys are having a blessed day today. It's going to be a beautiful day in Missouri. It's going to get up to 90 today. People are excited. Christy, Jack, good morning from Tennessee. Donna, good morning down in Florida. Jason, good morning in Michigan, brother. Hey, Miss Vicky, hope you're doing well up in Minnesota. Hey, Diane, good morning. Hey, Karen, good morning. Hope you're doing well down in Alabama. Cindy up in Ontario. Judy Gambito, one of my favorite people on the planet. Hopefully you're doing well. God bless you, sister. Miss Ann, good morning. Tanya, good morning. Trisha, good morning. Kathy, good morning in Colorado. Diane's over in Kentucky. Hope you guys are doing well. All right, guys, it's so good to see you all. Miss Lori, good morning. All right, I want to get into this. So if you remember, today is day 3 of our conversation of what to do after you take the BioLimitless self-care assessment quiz. Once we get the quiz done and you find out which of the 3 pillars is your primary pillar, physical health, chemical health, or neuro-emotional health, then you find out what stage of the 7 stages of disconnection your body is disconnected in. That's when you can jump in and start healing your body. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure you go back to our first conversation that we did on this on Monday. Monday, we talked a little bit about the self-assessment quiz. We went through the quiz, where you're at in the 7 stages. Then on Tuesday, we went through supplementations, what are supplements you should do. We went through testing. And then today, we're going to go over lifestyle and other additional testing that someone should do to find out lifestyle so that they can start helping themselves. So let's jump into this. Let me see if I can pull this presentation up. Perfect. All right, here's the user's guide. So here's what I want you to understand. Once you find out where you're at, where do you start, right? Once you do the quiz, then let's start talking about testing, not guessing. This is our BioLimitless user's guide for the 7 stages of disconnection, how to find your starting point and what to do at home. Okay, I'm all about giving you guys as much homework as possible. The more you do at home, the less you're going to need of, the less you're going to need of me. Okay. I'm trying to make myself as useless as possible sometimes. Right. So first of all, please remember, you're not broken. You're blocked. This is the first philosophy I need you to understand. You're not broken. You're blocked. You're not diseased. You're disconnected. That's what's going on with your body. And once you understand that, once you understand the pillar of health that your body primarily needs to focus on, whether it's your physical well-being, your chemical well-being, or your neuro-emotional well-being, this gives you a clear, actionable pathway so that you can actually start healing in your body. So what this guide does and what we're going to do today, it identifies your primary portal of entry. It helps connect the stages to the 3 pillars, which we'll get into, I promise. And it gives you details of things that you should be doing at home. All right. So homework. The more of that you do on your own, the better it'll be. So please remember this, the body breaks down in different stages and it heals in sequences. So there's a pattern, a predictable pattern of disconnection, which leads to disease. And there's a pattern of healing, which leads to healing. You just got to know where to enter that pathway and how to work it backwards. Think about it like a house, okay, with multiple problems, right? If the electrical system is failing, like
the plumbing, by the way, the plumbing matters as well. But you got to start restoring the power. And if the basement is flooded, repainting the bedroom is not the first step that you want to do, right? It's the same with the human body. And the purpose of this conversation, the purpose of the quiz that we did, is to identify the primary entry point where we need to start doing the work in your body. So when we start going through, remember we talked about this. We talked about the pillars of health, the 3 pillars: physical, chemical, and neuro-emotional pillars of health that your body has. So we went through the quiz, and we went through all the stages of disease and disconnection that the body has as well. Remember, there are 7 stages. Let me minimize myself here. There we go. There are 7 stages, okay? So at the bottom, at the very foundation, this is where most people, this is where everybody starts. You have stage 1, loss of cellular voltage, okay? This is when people get tired, they get foggy thinking, they feel flat, they feel underpowered, they just feel off. Okay, this is stage number 1. It's the foundation of the 7 stages. Number 2 is loss of cellular respiration. This is when people get sluggish, they get toxic, they start carrying extra water weight, they have poor oxygen, they don't sleep well. These are folks that they sleep 10, 12 hours and they're still exhausted. They get occasional swelling in their extremities. You know, there's all kinds of things that can happen. This is a scary stage. Stage 3 is when you get loss of your terrain. That's when your gut microbiome gets a mess. When that is bad, everything else starts falling apart after that. When your microbiome is off, your DNA doesn't work proper, your cells in your body don't work proper, you get bloatiness, gas, distension, nauseousness, you can't lose weight, you can't sleep, your hormones can't work like they're supposed to. And then we go into stage 4. This is when the body starts to majorly adapt to try to rob Peter to pay Paul to fix itself. Stage 4 is inflammation. The fire gets turned on inside the cells of the body in order to melt off the toxins, in order to stop bacteria and viruses from regenerating themselves. That's what happens at stage 4. And inflammation is not the problem. It's chronic inflammation that's the problem. It's the inflammation that won't shut off that's the problem. When that happens, we get pain, we get swelling, we get flare-ups, we get ups and downs. One day my knee hurts, another day my shoulder hurts, then my stomach's upset, then my neck hurts. You get fibromyalgia, you get joint pain. All those things that are chronically there happen at stage 4. Stage 4 is your adaptive physiology trying to fix itself. So taking Tylenol and ibuprofen and other anti-inflammatory medications, even over the counter, is counterproductive of what your body's trying to actually do. Then we get stage 5. Stage 5 is when your central nervous system, your brain, your vagus nerve starts to get problematic. It's not working like it's supposed to. So now we start throwing the sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight or flight response. The brain says we are massively under attack. Throw everything you've got at this symptom, sickness, or disconnection, or this blockage. And that leads to autoimmune issues. That leads to early stages of neurocognitive decline. That leads to panic disorders. That leads to anxiety and depression. That leads to digestive issues. That leads to all kinds of chronic issues of being wired and tired, anxious and overwhelmed and burnt out. And then we've got stage number 6 is metabolic dysfunction. This is when we get insulin resistance. This is when we get diabetes and fatty liver syndrome. We get fat gain around the abdomen, in the muscles, around the organs. We have weird cravings for sugars and carbs all the time. We've got emotional disturbances and hormonal disturbances and imbalances that are very difficult to fix. And then we get stage 7, and that's where most people are at. They're at stage 7, which is the disease process. And so what we do in the quiz is we find out where is your primary stage that you need to start working in, and then we start working everything backwards from there. Now, here's what we do, how to use this guide. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the guide. Once you do your quiz, once the results identify your dominant stage of disconnection, this is where you're going to start. In each stage, we're going to talk about how you should eat, how you should sleep, hydration, movement, things you can do for your vagus nerve, home therapies, supplementation, and mindset, okay? Please remember, your quiz identifies your primary portal of entry. That's where the system begins to break down. So start there, then work outwards from the quiz. So that's what we're going to do during this guide with our time together today. So there's a special section I want to talk about with you guys. It's all about testing, not guessing. First of all, you should run the quiz, okay? Do the BioLimitless self-assessment quiz. It'll take you 15 to 20 minutes to do the quiz. It identifies the most likely stage of disconnection and your primary portal of entry and your pattern that you should be following. Number two, I love doing blood. That's why people come see us from all over the globe. We run some really specific blood panels that very soon we'll be able to give you an online access panel for, so you guys can start doing some of those online with us. And then we can do virtual follow-ups as well. And then the last thing is testing, not guessing with DNA. The DNA is the DNA Discovery Wellness Test. I'm just telling you, every man, woman, and child should have that test done. We've been able to get the pricing of that test down. We've got the Bio 30, which gives you 30% off on that test as well. 30% off on that test. You guys, that test used to be $3,500. It's worth every darn penny. We got it down to $900 because of the volume pricing we've done. Now we're able to take another 30% off while that promo is lasting. And you guys can do the buy now, pay later. You can pay installments with it. We're trying to remove every barrier of friction for you so that you can actually do these testing. Because once you get that and you get your app and you can engage with that genetic app, oh my gosh, it's limitless what you can truly do with this information. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about comprehensive blood test and blood panels. I'm not talking about the blood test that your doctor does once a year to decide what medications to prescribe for you. I'm talking about real functional medicine, real healing blood testing that you need to be doing, and you need to know how to be doing as well. So let's talk about, let's talk about these tests in detail. So the first one is a comprehensive metabolic test. Let's talk about the comprehensive metabolic test. This looks at your sugars, your electrolyte levels, your kidney markers. This looks why you have fatigue. It measures immune system, dehydration, metabolic stress, etc. We're going to do a CBC with differential. This looks at your red blood cells, your white blood cells, your immune system, looks at your neutrophils, lymphocytes. These are some of the most important cells in your body that most doctors, unfortunately, really overlook. They just poo-poo a CBC, and you can tell so much about a human being's health, their deficiencies and toxicities by looking at a CBC. We're going to look at your blood sugars, how your body's handling insulin. We're going to do a complete thyroid panel, TSH, T3, T4, and we want to do an antibody thyroid test as well to look for Graves, Hashimoto's, all those kinds of things. We want to measure metabolism. Remember, the thyroid is the connector of the brain and the body. We're going to do a lipid panel, and I want to do fasting insulin with you guys. You need to see the complete lipid panel, not just your total cholesterol, but what it's made of. You know, we need to know what's your HDL, what's your LDL, what's your VLDL, what's your APO. All those things give us a huge insight to what's going on with your body. And then ferritin and iron. This is so important, especially ladies, for you. If we don't know your iron and ferritin levels, we have no idea how much blood and oxygen is circulating through your body. And low ferritin can be a cause from everything from, fatigue, anxiety, depression. It can cause female issues. It can lead to heart diseases and cancers. It can lead to bad nails, bad hair, bad skin. I mean, so many things can happen when your ferritin is off. And again, it's just underlooked at by most of your physicians. So then what we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to look at some more essential markers that you need to have done. Okay. These are more markers that need to be done on your blood test. Get a C-reactive protein to measure inflammation. Like so many people tell you inflammation is the cause of your problem, but they're not measuring it. You got to get your vitamins measured, especially your B12 and your folate. Your vitamin D has got to be measured. This is an important marker. Magnesium needs to be measured. Homocysteine levels need to be measured. We also run in our practices uric acid. We run a reverse T3. We're going to look at your hormones, your testosterone, estradiol, progesterone, DHEA, cortisol levels. You need to know your omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. You need a urinalysis test done. a heavy metal test done. We look at molds and mycotoxins. And then we also look at what's called an IRB, which looks at other infections like Epstein-Barr virus and cytomegalovirus virus. And then we want to look at the liver, kidneys, all these things. This is an essential, complete look at your body to see what's really going on. And then, guys, we talk about the DNA discovery test, blood versus DNA. I want to make sure you guys understand this. Your DNA is not your destiny, okay? You remember this. We talk about it all the time. Your DNA loads the gun, but your lifestyle pulls the trigger. So knowing your brain health, knowing your genetic health, and knowing your blood health, and then knowing your stage of degeneration or disconnection, those are the pillars. When I know that core four, I know what's going on with your body. The blood work tells you what's happening right now in your current physiology. The DNA wellness test helps show you how your body is likely or more likely to be struggling with certain things over time. Now, the DNA is your inherited blueprint. So it literally gives you the blueprint of you, how you should eat, how you should sleep, how you should exercise. Should you exercise fasted or fueled? Are you a night owl? Are you a morning person? What chronotype do you have? What supplements are best for you? I mean, when you combine the quiz, the comprehensive wellness panel, the DNA test, man, you know so much about your body. And the DNA test will also give you ideas on methylation tendencies, how your body detoxes, how your body handles inflammation, neurotransmitter tendencies, food responses, like what sensitivities you may have or not have, nutritional processes, how you handle stress. I mean, it can even tell you a lot about your personality and what risk factors that you have for injuries. I mean, it is a thorough 915,000 data point test that we run. I mean, it's truly a game changer. So how do we connect testing to the 7 stages? Now, I don't normally show this, but I was asked by a doctor who's also a patient of mine to put this in my presentation for you all, because I have a lot of doctors that follow our protocols, and they share that with their patients. So how do you test it? So stage 1 of the 7 stages of disconnection, that's when we look at the CBC and the comprehensive metabolic and homocysteine, magnesium, and methylation, because stage 1 is when our cells lose their power. They lose their voltage. So looking at your blood can tell me also what stage of your body is disconnected. Stage 2, we start looking at ferritin and detox markers. We start looking more at electrolytes and inflammatory markers. Stage 3 is when we start looking at the gut response. Is your body detoxing proper? We'll also do a urinalysis test that'll look and see if you have a bad bacteria in your system. We can also do stool sampling as well. Stage 4 is when we start looking a little deeper at the inflammatory burden in the body, because that's a major problem that we see with folks. And then stage 5, we got to start looking more at the neurological processes. How's your homocysteine level? What's going on with your neurotransmitters? What's your stress response? What's your cortisol levels at? Stage 6 is when we start looking a little bit more at the metabolic processes. What's your A1C? What's your lipid panel look like? Is your liver congested? Are your hormone markers proper? What's your metabolic DNA tendencies? And then stage 7, we're looking at everything. And then we're also going to be looking a little bit deeper, probably at tissues and pathogen reports, looking to see where the disease is that's caused by the disconnections in the body. So when we get to stage 1, loss of cell voltage, you're going to have symptoms like fatigue and brain fog, poor recovery. You're going to heal slow. You're going to be lightheaded every once in a while. You're just going to feel a little off. You're going to have lower motivation. Okay. You're going to have cravings for sugars and caffeines. When stage 1 is off, these are people that say, man, I got to have some caffeine in the morning or else I can't even function. And they're going to have trouble starting. And so the primary goals here is to restore the rhythm and improve the hydration and minerals in this aspect, and get proper stimulation without overstimulating the body, so that we can start producing more energy from the mitochondria, from the cells. So at home, if you're in phase 1, if phase 1 is your main deal, this is your lifestyle. Okay. So this is your lifestyle. So wake up the same time every day. This is a key thing, getting up at the same time every day. Get sunshine in your eyes within the first 15 to 30 minutes of being awake. These are fundamental, foundational things that go for every single stage. Okay. Stop hitting the snooze button. Hitting the snooze button destroys your brain patterns and fragments your sleep and causes major stress responses. Okay. Reduce screen exposure. Okay. For like the first 30 minutes of waking up, do not get up and grab your phone. And I have a horrible habit of that I am working very diligently trying to stop. Okay. Build a consistent daily rhythm. Have a rhythm and have a flow. If you can do that, that lifestyle and light in the morning sets that circadian rhythm proper. You can't sleep at night if you don't have the right morning pattern. So many people are trying to take supplements and peptides to put them to sleep when the reality, the reason why they cannot sleep is because they did not start their day off properly. And then let's talk about foods. So listen, we need protein early and protein often. We need 30 to 40 grams of protein within the first hour of waking up. Now, a lot of you are fasting in the morning, and I totally appreciate that. But I want you to play with your fasting times. Most of us do better, especially over the age of 40, if we feed in the morning and we fast in the evenings because of our sleep patterns and our hormones. But play with the times. Look at your genetics. See when the best times for you to feed or fast is. Avoid a high sugar breakfast. That's the worst thing you could do is get up in the morning and have a standard American breakfast with juices and donuts and, breads and pastas and sugars. That's the worst thing you can do. Most of us wake up insulin resistant in the morning. So if we're feeding sugars to our body in the morning, we're going to store that as fat all day long. Remove sodas, get rid of energy drinks, get rid of liquid sugars. That needs to be out of your system. That is going to cause false energy and you're going to drop off. It's not good for you, even short term. Eat eggs, eat meat, eat fish, avocados, berries, eat vegetables, eat what we call a dirty keto type diet, excuse me, where you're focusing on heavy proteins and lots of good fats. And yes, vegetables are good for you as well. And then mineral water, mineral water, mineral water. Hydrate before you caffeinate. Please hydrate before you caffeinate. If you can understand that, that will be a huge game changer for you completely. Let's talk about bedtime. Go to bed by 10:30. Okay, when possible. It's more important to wake up at the same time than it is to go to bed at the same time. But try to do your best. 10 o'clock in bed, 10:30 lights out. Cold, dark room. No TV while sleeping. You can have some ambient noise playing, but you got to keep it dark or else you won't get true sleep. You got to stop scrolling at least 60 minutes before bed. But if you don't, you got to wear some blue blockers because if not, your brain thinks the sun is still out at 10, 11, or 12 o'clock at night. And then your brain and circadian rhythm are screwed up. And that light is going to mess up your cortisol levels, which is going to mess up your sleep and wake cycle. Have some magnesium at bedtime. We typically recommend between 500 to 1,000 milligrams of magnesium glycinate before you go to bed. Okay. That is a major, major help with relaxation. And then nasal breathing. Okay. Practice nasal breathing and mouth taping. Such a powerful tool, especially for those of you that are in phase 1. By the way, all of these are good to do throughout each phase. And then vagus nerve exercises. Start doing the 4, 7, 8 breathing exercise, about 3 to 4 rounds of it. Okay. 2 to 3 times a day. So if you remember, how do we do that? We breathe in through our nose through a count of 4. We hold it for a count of 7, and then we breathe out of the mouth through a count of 8. That is a powerful tool to do throughout the day to help get that parasympathetic relaxation going. Humming for 1 to 2 minutes. That stimulates the vagus nerve. Morning gratitude and prayer, just being grateful and thankful for who you are, whose you are, and the day that you get to spend with the world. Red light therapy is fantastic for vagus nerve stimulation. Epsom salt baths. I recommend at least once a week taking an Epsom salt bath in about 1 pound to 3 pounds of Epsom salt. And get outside barefoot. I mean, I was outside yesterday shirtless and barefoot for a couple hours, and I feel so good. And then please make sure that you use hot and cold in the shower and put that on your face as well. Cold water on the face can really stimulate that parasympathetic activity. Now, when you get loss of stage 2, which is loss of cellular respiration, you're going to get sluggish. You're going to have poor circulation. You're going to feel toxic. How many of you just feel toxic? Okay. You get cold hands and cold feet. That's loss of cell respiration. You're going to get shallow breathing. You're going to get shortness of breath. You're going to have intolerance to exercise or activity. Okay. We got to improve the oxygen delivery, and we got to detoxify the lymphatics in the body. So here's what you can do to help with that. I'm going to give you a lot more than just what's in here. Okay. So lifestyle, movement. Start going for a walk, 10-minute walk after every meal. That is a habit that will serve you immensely. Get up every hour during the day and move a little bit. Take a walking break, okay? Take a sitting break. Take a break from sitting. Okay, rebound. If you can get one of those little rebounders, if you can tolerate that, which you should be able to, you should be doing rebounding on a regular basis, at least once, if not twice a day, or go get a standing vibration machine that will shake the lymphatics out of your system. Practice nasal breathing during the day. When you're not talking, breathe in and out through your nose. It helps set that pattern proper. Open your chest regularly. Have good posture. Sit up tall, sit up straight, throw your chest out, put your head back. Do this for 30 to 40 seconds a couple times every day. That will help you reset your posture, because we all get stuck forward. Do the vagus nerve breathing exercises every day, at least 5 diaphragmatic breathing in the morning. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Let that belly fill up. Exhale. That 4, 7, 8 breathing pattern is huge. You can do some gargling. You can do some nasal breathing and humming while walking. All those things are great to do. I do those things throughout the day in my office and my practice every day, all day long. Reduce your inflammatory foods and oils. Get rid of seed oils. Okay. Do not be cooking with seed oils. Minimize your excess sugar. Get the processed carbs out of the system. You need more meat. You need more vegetables. You need more good fat. That's what you need. Protein, good fat, vegetables, fermented foods. That's what you should be eating. Okay. Keep your meals simple. Okay. Not a lot of sauces, not a lot of juices, steak, eggs, salmon, vegetables, bone broth. You have that stuff. If you're hungry between meals, have a protein shake or have some bone broth. At home, use a sauna. Okay. If you've got one, sweating is so good for the body. Red light therapy and dry brushing is so good to get the lymphatics moving. Again, Epsom salt and lymphatic massages. If you need more details on that, we have all these protocols for you at biolimitless.com. And then again, contrast showers are so powerful to help with stage 2 as well. And remember, with supplementation for that, let me just show you again. With stage 2 supplementation, we use Cell Signal and Detox Pro Plus. Cell Signal and Detox Pro Plus for phase 2. Now, number 3, if you have loss of healthy terrain, this is where most people are. About 95% of North America, probably the global population, but is living here. Common symptoms: gas and bloatiness, food sensitivities, okay? You may not break out, but you may get tired after you eat. You may get like a mucus buildup after you eat. You got candida symptoms, okay? You get skin problems. You feel worse after you eat a meal, or you just got to go to bed after you eat a meal and you don't absorb your nutrients, okay? This stage, we got to reduce gut inflammation, improve digestion, and rebuild the terrain in the body. So how do we do that? So lifestyle, eating habits and patterns, okay? Eat slowly and chew your food. We're supposed to chew our food between 20 and 24 times before we swallow in order for it to digest and process properly. We got to stop eating while distracted. I know, and I'm a victim of this as well, but you got to eat. You got to be focused and relaxed when you eat. Do not eat right before you go to bed. This is one of the biggest no-nos that screws people up. This is why you can't sleep. This is why you wake up hungry. This is why you're bloating. This is why you feel sick. It's why you're inflamed. Stop eating at least 4 to 5 hours before you go to sleep. The longer, the better, okay? Stop grazing all day long. Build structured meals in. Use intermittent fasting. Eat within a 6 to 8 hour window and fast within a 16 to 18 hour window. Keep a food and symptom journal. Write down what you eat and how you feel. That's a really great plan of action. And again, stage 3, you got to do vagus nerve activities and movement. If you're not moving your body, you're losing your body. We've got to do this. We got to walk after meals. We got to lower our stress. We got to sing in the car. We got to sing in the shower. We got to have gratitude. We got to be excited. We can choose what we get in life. We got to, again, remove the sugars, remove the inflammatory foods, especially red dyes, yellow dyes, blue dyes. Get gluten and glyphosate out of the system the best you can. That definitely destroys the gut microbiome. Eat real foods. Eat real foods, real meat, real vegetables. If you're going to have fruits, berries only, okay? And then at home, here's what you can do also at home. Castor oil packs over the abdomen and abdominal massages. Oh my gosh, those are amazing. Get a castor oil pack, put it over your liver, put it over your abdomen, sleep with that on. That will help reduce inflammation. It'll help reduce bowel sounds that are causing gas. It'll help your body soothe and heal. Saunas, if you can tolerate it, and Epsom salt soaks are great for every stage, but especially stage 3. And then red light therapy over the abdomen, and then journal your stress. I'm telling you, I've been doing this for 20 plus years. I've seen hundreds of thousands of patients with GI issues. There's almost always a neuro-emotional component with chronic GI issues. So be aware of that, because if you're not aware of that, you can't fix that. Stage 4 is the inflammatory stage. This is when we get joint pain and aches, swelling and puffiness. You wake up and your eyes are all poofy, your face is swollen, your fingers are swollen, your skin flares up with eczema or rashes. You got autoimmune tendencies. You got elevated inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, and you got chronic stiffness in your body. This is the phase we got to calm the fire. We got to calm the fire, okay? We got to remove the inputs, okay? We got to lower the stress. So how do we do that? What do we do lifestyle-wise? Lifestyle-wise, again, we got to simplify life where possible. Reduce overcommitments. Too much stress causes too much inflammation, okay? Reduce late-night stimulation, okay? Turn the TV off. Just don't watch the news. I haven't watched the news in forever. I mean, I keep up with what's going on, but I don't watch the news, especially local. Walk daily and build recovery first into your schedule. You got to prioritize sleep and you got to prioritize movement. If you'll do those things, just walking and sleeping, that will help you a tremendous amount. Vagus nerve exercises, like we've talked about before, that you're going to find things like guided relaxation and belly breathing and diaphragmatic breathing. And I have a vagus nerve reset program that you have access to through BioLimitless that you guys can use. It talks about my favorite 12 vagus nerve exercises that you can do at home. Food and sleep, remove sugar, remove seed oils. You guys have got to remove the ultra processed foods out of your diet. You got to sleep. You got to prioritize your sleep. Sleep is a non-negotiable. If you ever want to fix your issues of any kind, you've got to do the sleeping protocols proper. Again, saunas, infrared lights, Epsom salt baths, putting cold water on your face, hot and cold showers, using foam rollers, and moving your body in low intense workouts like getting in the pool, getting on a rebounder, going for a bicycle ride, band work, yoga, meditation. These are powerful tools that you can use at stage 4. Stage 5 is when the nervous system is dysregulated. These are when people have anxiety and panic attacks. They've got poor sleep and low heart rate variability. They've got a racing mind. They're burned out. They're overloaded. They're sensory overload. Sound, smell, taste, touch, all the things. They got jaw and neck tension. The goal is to shift from sympathetic overload to parasympathetic relaxation. We're going to create an environment of safety in the body. We're going to regulate daily rhythms. We're going to improve the vagus nerve. We're going to stop flooding the system with unnecessary stimulations. That's what needs to be done. If we do that, we're going to make a huge difference in the body. This phase, we've got to spend more time with sleep, more time with relaxation, and more vagus nerve stimulation. My patients that are in stage 5, I tell them to pick their favorite vagus nerve exercises and start doing them at least 2 or 3 in the morning, 2 or 3 midday, and 2 or 3 before you go to bed. Get in the habit and the pattern of stimulating your vagus nerve. Do the breathing exercises, all the things that we discuss as well. But get outside, especially when it's nice. Get outside, get into a quiet environment, get out in nature. It really does make a difference. And stop consuming and stop doom scrolling 24/7, 365. And listen, you got to get the bed and the sleep protocols right. Do the breath work before you go to bed. Okay, warm bath, warm shower before bed, nighttime gratitude journaling. Having that consistent bedtime and consistent waking time is huge. And we've done protocols and shown you what you should do, how you should sleep, how you should exercise, etc. When you're in stage 5, you've got to get a good chiropractor. You've got to get a chiropractor to start doing upper cervical spinal manipulations. When you get adjusted in your upper cervical spine and your lower lumbar spine, a lot of times what will happen is after that, you go, That's called the sympathetic sigh. that is a way for you to release that sympathetic stress. I had an amazing woman yesterday who I took care of in the morning. We did an adjustment for her. She was so wound tight and she started crying immediately. And it wasn't because of pain. It was because of the emotional release. Do those things and have quiet time, and then use the BioLimitless protocols that we discussed. Use the neuro reboot. Use the triple stack and neuro reboot in this phase, and that will help you. Stage number 6 is metabolic dysfunction. This is when people get belly fat and insulin resistance and fatigue after they eat food, especially carbs, and they got stubborn weight that won't come off, and they got hormone imbalances and elevated triglycerides, and their LDL won't calm down. It's because their liver is jacked up. It's got all that stuff. We got to improve metabolic flexibility. We got to preserve or build muscles. We got to stabilize insulin. We got to do all of those things, okay? So what do we do health-wise? What do we do lifestyle-wise? Number 1, we got to eat on a schedule. And you must prioritize protein. If you're in stage 4, listen, please understand this. You're not going to get fat from eating protein. You're not going to. Protein is the only macro that turns into usable tissue and proteins in the body. It's the only one. Carbs and fats don't do that. The only way you're going to get fat by eating protein is if you have too many other calories in your diet from other carbs and fats. Walk after each meal. Stop eating junk between meals. Okay, start lifting weights 2 to 3 to 4 times a week. Reduce late night eating. If you'll do that, if you just break those patterns, that'll help you. You've got to increase your walking. You need to start walking uphills and downhills. You got to get a little resistance training in your life. Start jogging, start sprinting. I know it sounds like, well, I haven't done that in years. Well, get back to it, but build up to it slow. I still jump, I still sprint, I still run. I do those things because I don't want to lose those. I don't want to let the old man in. In fact, I learned that from a good friend of mine a while back. How do you stay young whenever you're getting up there in years? Don't let the old man or the old woman in. High protein, low sugar, get rid of processed foods. They've got to come out. Okay, remove liquid calories, sodas, juices, those kinds of things. Build meals around eggs and beef and protein and avocados and fish and all those things. And then again, saunas and cold plunges, cold water on your face, walking after meals, red light therapy. Tracking your body composition, not just the scale. That's one of the worst things you can do. And get up in the morning with the morning sun and start doing the proper things. Use the cell reset formula. This is when we throw the master stack at people. Do the 45 easy reset that we've got. Do like a lot of you are doing. Get the fat to burn. Get the things to shift. Get the stuff moving in the system. Then stage number 7 is when you've got active disease. That's when you actually have the diagnosis, the autoimmune issues, the chronic neurological, the hormone collapse, the lifestyle limitations. So the primary goal here is to stop further breakdown, to simplify and to stabilize, to build consistency, to reduce overload, to improve quality of life, and to support healing in a sequence. It's got to be done in the right sequence. If you put the cart before the horse, it does not work. So what do? Same things we were talking about before. Build a routine. Get your genetic test done so it can build a lifestyle for you. Okay. Focus on healing basics first. Don't jump into new trends. Don't jump into peptides. Don't jump into hormones. Don't jump into bioregulators. Get your foods right. Get your sleep right. Get your movement right. Get your hydration right. Get those things right first. Give your body time. And then we can start adding some more advanced therapies. Use the triple stack. That's the baseline that everybody should be starting with. It turns the cells on. It detoxifies the body, and it reestablishes good terrain in your system. Then start adding stuff. Okay, get your body moving. Use keto anti-inflammatory foods. Remove the junk food and prioritize sleep. Okay, do daily vagus nerve exercises. That is the foundation for healing. If you skip the brain retraining exercises of vagus nerve, you're never going to heal. Epsom salts and prayer and gratitude and red light therapy are powerful. Gentle sauna, if tolerated. Outdoors as much as you can, and be around people that know, like, and support you. And if you don't have people that can do that, you guys are here in BioLimitless community. We'll support you. We'll love on you. We'll hold you accountable. Community is all about unity. Together we can heal. Together we can do these things. And then we talk about the 3 pillars at home checklist. You guys remember the 3 pillars. No matter what stage you're in, no matter what stage of the 7 stages, ask yourself the question every single day. Like, there are foundations that which you can build upon. This is what you have to build from. Number one is doing your daily checklist. Okay. So did I move today from a physical standpoint? Ask yourself these questions. Did I get sunlight? Did I breathe through my nose? Did I sit too long? Did I stretch today? Did I support my posture and alignment? Did I get restorative sleep? Did I go to the chiropractor to get adjusted? Ask yourself these questions. Are you investing into your health bucket, or are you pulling deposits out all the time without reinvesting? Okay. Chemicals. Did I eat real food today? Did I hydrate with minerals? Did I avoid junk? What's the sugar and chemical overload in my body like today? Did I support digestion? Did I take a digestive enzyme? Am I taking magnesium? Okay. Am I reducing my toxins? Did I take my foundational support consistently? If I did, then I'm moving in the right direction. If I did not, then I can't. And emotional neuro pillar. Did I calm my nervous system today? Did I do my vagus nerve breathing? Did I make space for gratitude or prayer in my daily routine? Did I spend time in peace and quiet? Did I reduce my overstimulation by turning my phone off and just being outside or just being with myself? Did I connect with other people that I love? Did I give my brain a chance to shut down? Like, these are quality questions that you should be asking yourself every day. And then here's your foundational plan. This is what you should be doing in the morning. Things that we discussed: waking up at the same time, sunlight within the first 30 minutes, hydrate and mineralize before you caffeinate. Hydrate before you caffeinate, folks. Protein-rich breakfast is so powerful for everyone. 3 to 5 minutes of deep breathing exercises, and go for a short walk or some light movement exercises. Midday, lunch is built around protein. Walk after your meal. Take your digestive enzymes. Hydrate. Stand and stretch and move. Okay. Brief rest, some breathing exercises, and then get back to it. And then early evening, all right, make sure you turn your screens down. Eat earlier in the day before you go to bed. Avoid stress, snacking. That's a big one, okay? Lift light weights, okay? Turn your lights down during sunlight time. Breath work, reduce stress consistently, and help your body deal with its own toxicities. And then weekly, strength training 2 to 4 times a week, walking without exception. That's a daily routine. Stretching, saunas and recovery time, and journaling your symptoms, gratitude, and rest. And then where to start. So when you go through your quiz, you start to identify, you got to identify your stage, right? What stage are you in? Are you stage 1, loss of voltage? Are you stage 2, loss of cell respiration? Okay. So start with sleep. Start with mineralization. Use cell signal if you're number 1. If stage 2, start with breathing. Start with circulation, walking. Use Detox Pro Plus and cell signal, okay? If it's stage 3, then you got to start with digestive reset. Eliminate inflammatory foods. Support your terrain. Use the cell signal formula. Use the Detox Pro Plus. Use the Master Microbiotics. If you're stage 4, start with an anti-inflammatory diet. Do more fasting. Cut the toxins out of your system. Okay. Rest and recover. Use the proper food plan that we talk about. The nervous system, we got to downshift it a little bit. Detox the body. Use the triple stack. Add some omega-3 fish oils and a digestive enzyme in stage 4. And then you got to get your nervous system, if you're at 5, to stop dysregulating. Do vagus nerve exercises. Okay. Prioritize sleep. Reduce stimulation. Use the neuro reboot with the triple stack. Stage 6, that's when you got to go all in on intermittent fasting. You got to get your body burning fat instead of sugar. Use the cell reset. Use the entire master stack, but the cell reset and the 45 easy reset is a game changer. And stage 7, you got to throw the whole sink at everything you got going on. So please remember, you guys, please remember this. Once you know where to start, healing can begin. You're not broken, you're blocked. You're not diseased, you're disconnected. Once you know where the disconnection is, you can now finally know where to begin your healing. Go take the quiz. That's your portal of entry. Get blood work, get your genetic testing done, and start the process. This is the BioLimitless way. Folks, I know this is a lot of information, but this is where it's at. How many of you guys appreciate this? How many of you guys want this? Yeah, you want this presentation? We'll get this to you. Okay. You guys are fantastic. Okay. I'm so blessed to be with you every day. We've got a big day again tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, we're going to do our AMA and we're going to do a 30-minute half hour to health as well. Guys, I got to get going. I'm getting ready to start my day today. We got patients coming seeing us from all over the globe today. So guys, remember, go to biolimitless.com. Knowledge is power, but wisdom is taking that knowledge and applying it to your life. And remember, folks, self-care is the real healthcare. Have an amazing day and be well. Take care.